final note before we start our reading is that an archaeologist is an historian and scientist who examines the physical remains of the past. In our case, the people who would have dug up and dated our ancient toilet paper. An anthropologist is someone who studies human culture. They provide the missing information that an object by itself cannot. Archaeologists and anthropologists and a variety of other specialists work together to create the whole picture. What did we do before toilet paper? In a time of panicked pandemic buying, it can be tempting to think back to a time of abundant toilet paper supplies, or to wonder how people used to wipe in the age before 24 packs of extra soft 3-ply sheets. Hundreds of millions of people around the world today, particularly in the Middle East and Asia, don't even bother with the stuff, preferring instead to finish their bathroom visit with a clean rinse of water. But archaeologists and anthropologists have done plenty of interesting dirty work as they document how people wiped themselves in other cultures back in the day, the ancient Mediterranean. If you relieved yourself in a public latrine in ancient Rome, you may have used a tessorium to wipe. These ancient devices consisted of a stick with a vinegar or soaked sponge attached. There's a modern replica for you to have a look at. Archaeologists have yet to settle the sponge-on-stick debate, but they have uncovered samples of pissoi, a humbler ancient Greek and Roman toilet paper equivalent, consisting of small oval or circular pebbles or pieces of broken ceramic. Pissoi have been uncovered in the ruins of ancient Roman and Greek latrines. They're even immortalised on a 2,700-year-old drinking cup that shows a man squatting and making use of his stone. Pissoi even rate a mention in the Talmud, and if we have a look here, we can see broken bits of ceramic vessels known as pissoi. Ancient China. This is backed up by another creative pre-toilet paper wiping solution, excavated in 1992 at the site of a former stop on the ancient Silk Road in northwest China. There, archaeologists discovered 7 so-called hygiene sticks, bamboo or wood sticks wrapped with cloth and designed to be used for wiping in a latrine area. The cloth on the 2,000-year-old sticks was covered with what looked like to be human excrement, and microscopic analysis of the feces confirmed that they contained a variety of parasites found in human intestines. This find is backed up by historical texts that indicate sticks and spatulas were used in ancient China and Japan. And here we can see one of several hygiene sticks discovered at a Silk Road site in China. China was ahead of the curve on toilet paper too. Researchers suggest that hemp paper, like that found in the tomb of 2nd century AD Emperor Wu Di, too crude and rough for writing, was used in the bathroom instead. By 1393, rice-based toilet paper was mass-produced for the Chinese imperial family. In contrast, it took until 1857 for the Western world to get its first mass-produced toilet paper. That's the year inventor Joseph Gayeti introduced J.C. Gayeti's medicated paper for the water closet in an attempt to ease Americans' behinds from the ravages of newspaper, corn cobs, and other improvised toilet items. This article was adapted from the National Geographic magazine article of the same name in 2020. So there you go, guys. Some of the ideas and some of the things people used before toilet paper. I don't know if I would recommend any of them. If we go back to our learning goals for this lesson, we needed to examine text for language and stylistic features. I'd like you to have a go and have a look back at all of the times the author has used questions or sentences like if you relieved yourself in order to draw in our reader. We're examining this text for reader engagement. I would also like you to go back and look for the text features in this article and see how many you can tick off. Think about things like using images with captions, in order to give the reader a picture, an understanding of what these items would have looked like. These are the same images archaeologists and anthropologists would have used themselves to come up with their whole picture findings. Think about the use of subheadings, the ancient Mediterranean and ancient China, to let us know exactly where in the world each paragraph is talking about. These are great features if you have been asked to find a piece of information in a text, as they will help you find exactly where you need to look. Also think about the use of the bold words panicked pandemic buying and how topical they will be to a reader reading the magazine at this time. They will instantly draw that reader into thinking about what's going on in the world, but tying that to the article that they are about to read. Please have a look at this article and make sure that you can understand that it's not an academic article, that it's written for the everyday person to understand and enjoy. Although we may not all be archaeologists, historians, anthropologists, we all can come to some understanding of what people actually did before toilet paper by reading this article. It is accessible to the people who are going to read it, like you guys. So I hope that's answered some of your questions. I know my class had a few questions about what we did before toilet paper. And if you'd like to read more, you can go and find articles like this on the National Geographic magazine website. Thanks, guys.